This video is for CS Discoveries Unit 2, Web Development, and we're going to start on Lesson 2, which is the Intro to HTML. So HTML is the hypertext markup language, which is the language used to create web pages. We have HTML elements, which are different pieces of the website, such as a title, a heading, a paragraph, a picture, a list. There are lots of different types of elements, but they're pieces of the website, and they're marked by a start tag and often closed with an end tag. We also have HTML tags, which are the special set of characters that indicate the start and the end of an HTML element and that element's type. And then we've got website content, which is the text and images on a website. And then we have the website structure, which is how the content of a website is organized. Some pieces of code that we're going to be talking about is this set of paragraph tags. So here's your opening paragraph tag. It's got the less than sign, a P, and a greater than sign. And then you have your closing paragraph tag, which is identical to the opening, except it has a slash right after the less than sign. We also have the HTML tags, and that's to show that your document is an HTML document and any of your HTML or your code goes in between those tags. We also have a head tag, the opening and close head tag, and we'll talk about that later in the course. We've got the doc type tag, which you'll list doc type as HTML, and we'll talk about that later as well. Then you've got your body tags, which all of your content that needs to be seen on the website should show up in between the two body tags. Okay, so now I've moved ahead to the next exercise in lesson 2, and for this one all of your instructions are going to be up here. So it's asking us in here, it's just telling us what the different parts of this web lab is, and it's going to ask us to try typing something in the workspace. So here's the workspace. I'm going to type something, and then as I hit refresh and save, it will show up right here, which is the representation of what my website's going to look like. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and just click finish. And you can watch this video that tells you how the web lab works. And then on this page, it talks about how this web page is written in HTML, which is the language of the web. And it asks us to use this inspector tool, which right here is the inspector tool. I just had to zoom out so it would show up. But if we turn this inspector on, if we click on it, we can then hover over the different parts of the web page. Notice as I hover on Welcome to the Web Lab, it highlights this section over here. Okay, it highlights this. And this is the code that's going to be used to create this on the website. If I move to here, I've got an H2 tag to start out my H2. I've got my words and my closing H2 tag. And then I've got a paragraph here with corresponding open paragraph tag and closing paragraph tag. I'm going to go ahead and hit finish and move to the next section. From here you can watch this video that talks about HTML and how the tags are used. This little icon shows that your exercises that you complete continue on so that it's saved throughout and you're just building on top of what you already have. So for this exercise 6, they want us to go ahead and add some text. They want us to write 3 separate sentences into the body. So make sure it's in between the 2 body tags. Okay. And you're just going to write 3 sentences. All right, so I've got my 3 sentences there, and then it shows up over here on the web page. I can refresh and save it just to make sure my work gets saved, and so it's showing up properly, and I'll hit finish. So for this next exercise 7, they want us to use these paragraph tags. We have our opening paragraph tag, and then we also have our closing paragraph tag. All right, they're asking us to do this to separate our paragraphs out. So they want us to write at least 2 separate paragraphs using these open and closing paragraph tags. So right now it's all just in one long paragraph, but if I want to make this a couple paragraphs, just before my first sentence I'm going to do a less than sign, a P, greater than sign. That'll be my opening paragraph tag. And then maybe I want to finish my paragraph here, so I can do the less than sign / because anytime you're doing a closing tag you do a / inside of the brackets. So / P. And then maybe I want to start a new paragraph for the next line, so I'm going to use my less than sign, P, and then greater than sign. This will start my new paragraph. And let's say the new paragraph is these 2 full sentences. So at the end, I'm going to go ahead and close it out. So left angle bracket or less than sign, / P, and then greater than sign. So there we go. I've got my 2 paragraphs here. I'm just going to refresh and save, make sure that worked. All right, the last part of lesson 2 is to do some debugging with our code. That just means to fix any problems with the code. So there's some broken code. A web page doesn't display how it should. It says this sentence should be on its own, so should this one. Unfortunately, they're both together though. And then it says what is wrong with this sentence. So if you wanted to turn your inspector on, you could go ahead and browse over this and see what code is making up this line there. And it looks like we've got just one set of paragraph tags, so that's why it's only showing up as one line. If we go over here to the second one, we see the code showing up, and we just have this here. It looks like we got a weird looking tag here that doesn't match what we've learned, and then we've got a mixed up tag here. So what should a paragraph tag look like? If we go back to 7 real quick, we'll see that the paragraph tags need to start with this here, and then the closing paragraph tag needs to have a slash before the P. So let's go back over and let's fix it so it matches. So here we've got our opening paragraph, and then this one says this sentence should be on its own, so let's go ahead and put a closing paragraph, which is the less than sign slash P, and then the greater than sign. And then it says down here, so should this one. So this sentence is supposed to be by itself too. Now this does have a closing paragraph, but it doesn't have an opening. So let's go ahead and put an opening paragraph tag. There we go. So we've got the opening tag and the closing tag for the paragraph. All right, last sentence. Like I said, an opening paragraph tag should not have a slash in it at all. And then a closing paragraph tag, here's the closing one. Even though it's on the next line, it's still attached to that. So we'll go ahead and just put a slash before the P. And now we've got the first paragraph, the second paragraph, and the third paragraph. I'm going to refresh and save that. And then I'm going to turn the inspector on, and we'll just have a look and see if that matches. Yep, it looks like we've got our paragraph tags there, open and closing. And we go to the second one, we've got our open and closing paragraph tag. And then we go to the third one, and we've got our open and closing paragraph tag. So it looks like that is all good to go. So that's looking great. And that's it for lesson number 2.